Hello there, friends and kin, and it is good to see you today. And I'm going to start off by saying, first and foremost, I hope you had a good week, and I hope you're doing well today. And just a comment on the crazy springtime weather we've been having here in the mid Carolinas. Uh, we, as you know, Sunday before last, I wasn't able to record a video out here because we'd had some much needed rain. We've since gone back into drought conditions. Not severely or seriously, mind you, but we're still at a deficit for rainfall. And then we went into some 90-degree highs for the days, and it felt like we were already in late June there for a minute. And now we're cooling off. We're only supposed to be in the low 70s today, and going back to having our lows in the 40s. So it's been a bit of a roller coaster here, but here I stand, and we're still moving. So, but it's just been real interesting. So today we're going to carry on. I've really enjoyed reading the Carmina Magistra with you, and we're getting close to the halfway point. So I figure we're just going to go ahead and read through this entire thing and discuss it and get that under our belt, and then maybe go back to a Namkara for a little while, and then find a few other works to throw in the mix to give us some variety. So today we're moving on to verse 6. And this is a little bit more of a mysterious one. And definitely up to all of these, of course, are up to interpretation. The meaning will speak to you as an individual, and you'll probably find a different meaning in it than I do, than the next person will. And that's the way these sorts of things are supposed to be, I believe. So, and also, it's quite windy today. Black is the color of my beloved, black as night sky, black as the unseen keeps. Beneath the earth, his pulpit is the briar hedge dividing kingdom from kingdom. His gospel is the road between roads. His hymnal is the breath we take between the prayers of every faith. Black are his eyes, black his tongue, black is the perfect silence in the hush before and after every sermon, black as the beauty of dark waters. Pardon the sniffles, my allergies are still kind of kicking up with it being so dry. The pollen is driving me nuts. So, this verse to me is presenting the Master of Spirits as the chieftain. Good word there. I think that's a good word. The chieftain of liminal spaces. Because notice how often concepts like the word beneath, between, uh, pops up here. It's like he exists before and after something, and I like that idea. And the color black is indicative of his role as a keeper of mysteries. So it's almost, well, not almost, but it's as if Horne is presenting him here as the keeper of these mysteries that exist between events. So being the guardian of liminal spaces is a role that most of us are quite familiar with when it comes to the horned god, the Lord of Wind, the Witch Father, whatever name you want to call him. I especially like this notion of his gospel is the road between the roads. His hymnal is the breath we take between the prayers of every faith. So it's sort of like he's there guiding from one action to the next. So no matter how we pray or where our prayers are directed, He's there before and after. He's there in the breaths we take in between, guiding our next move and advising on how we should learn from the previous, if we let Him. But this verse definitely calls to mind for me the Master as the keeper of mysteries, the guardian of mysteries, the Lord of mysteries. And to some people, I know that in their craft, the exploration of mysteries isn't necessarily their primary focus. It's always part of what we do, I think, to a point, whether it's a central focus or a more of a side quest. Most of us are more concerned, a lot of us are more concerned with the work, and there's nothing wrong with that. And what I mean by the work, that's the work of directly interacting with spirits in order to achieve specific outcomes, such as protecting our homes or looking for uh, material prosperity to help us pay the bills, and or to take action against those that mean us harm, and all of which are laudable undertakings. But the mysteries are what call to me. I want to pry beneath the surface. I want to explore those spaces in between. And I think that's one of the things that calls, where I feel the Master's call the strongest, is exploring those spaces in between. How do you feel about the spaces in between, the liminal? How does that concept manifest in your craft? Definitely let me know in the comments. I look forward to talking to y'all about it in the comments. Let me hear from you. So this week, let's do a quick pull for a guiding card. So a quick card pull for some guidance. Give me a moment here while I do a quick shuffle. I didn't need to. One fell out as I was trying to shuffle the deck. Huh. The deck gave us 4 of diamonds. So diamonds. Diamonds are the suit of things we treasure and value. Sometimes that's money, sometimes it's not. A lot of folks will jump to the conclusion that it's almost always about money and finances. And 4, the number 4 in the cartomancy lore that I pull from, the number 4 is almost always a number of stasis. And it's not necessarily bad stasis, it depends on the context, but it's usually a peaceful, calm moment. Sometimes it's the eye of the storm, other times it's just a settling. Again, depends on the situation. But one of the things that always accompanies a pause represented by the 4 is a time to sit and reflect and evaluate. And we definitely live in a world that does not value slowing down or pausing. And that's something that gets in the way of a lot of us. It's like we always got to be moving. We always got to be moving. And we only stop to sleep, and sometimes not even then. But the state of the world right now, I think damn near requires a lot of us pause for a second and estimate what we value, assess what we value. Think on that and get back to me. You have a wonderful week.